The underworld is a shadowy realm where organized crime syndicates wield immense power and influence. From the historic Italian Mafia to the contemporary Mexican cartels, these criminal organizations have shaped the course of history, leaving a trail of violence, corruption, and intimidation. This exploration delves into the top 10 most notorious crime syndicates in the world, examining their origins, operations, and the lasting impact they have had on societies worldwide. Number 10. Crips and Bloods. The Crips, also known as the original Crip Homies, OCH, were established in the late 1960s by a group of African-American youths in Los Angeles who were struggling with the challenges of urban life. Initially formed as a unified group, the Crips grew into one of the most notorious gangs in the U.S., with an estimated 35,000 active members across more than 800 sets, or factions, as of 2008. In response to the rise of the Crips, the original Blood family, OBF, later known simply as the Bloods, was formed, sparking a long-standing rivalry between the two. Marked by distinct hand signs and opposing color schemes, the Crips and Bloods have become synonymous with gang violence, drug trafficking, and territorial dominance, maintaining a powerful and intimidating presence in their communities. Number 9. Irish Mob. The origins of the Irish mob trace back to the late 1800s, when various street gangs emerged in North American port cities like Manhattan, Boston, and Montreal, primarily focused on protection and bootlegging. One of the most notable factions, the North Side Gang of Chicago, rose to prominence during Prohibition, especially in its fierce rivalry with the Chicago outfit, led by Johnny Torrio and Al Capone in the South. Over time, the Irish mob evolved beyond street violence, infiltrating politics and law enforcement, which elevated some of its members to near-celebrity status. Infamous groups like James Joseph Whitey Bulger's Winter Hill Gang in Boston and Montreal's West End Gang gained international attention, with the latter having roots as far back as the early 1900s. In contrast, the Irish mob in Ireland only began its operations in the 1960s. Number 8. D Company. D Company stands as one of India's most notorious criminal syndicates involved in extortion, large-scale fraud, and terrorism. At the helm is Dawood Ibrahim, often referred to as India's Al Capone, who has evaded international authorities since his violent ascent to power in the 1970s. Ibrahim's D Company has extended its influence through various sectors, including rumored connections with the Bollywood film industry, and has reportedly been involved with terrorist organizations, most notably Al-Qaeda. Allegedly, the syndicate even supplied weapons to Osama bin Laden's network. As of 2011, Ibrahim ranked third on the list of the world's 10 most wanted fugitives. Number 7. Hells Angels. The Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, formed in the post-Witude era by returning American veterans, has built a notorious reputation over the years. While the group consistently denies involvement in criminal activities, their alleged ties to global mob outfits have only added to their near-mythical anti-hero persona, one they often embrace. Despite their claims of being nothing more than Harley-Davidson enthusiasts, law enforcement agencies have listed the Hells Angels among the Big Four motorcycle gangs, with members arrested for extortion, violent crime, drug trafficking, and prostitution. The dark side of their legacy was highlighted during the Quebec Biker War in Montreal, which resulted in at least 150 deaths and over 100 bikers imprisoned between 1994 and 2002. In 2019, the Netherlands became the first country to officially ban the club. Number 6. Triad. The Triad, a clandestine society originating in 18th century China, has survived through British occupation and the subsequent rise of the Chinese Communist Party. Driven underground by the CCP, The Triad has become a notorious criminal organization involved in illegal activities such as drug trafficking, counterfeiting, and prostitution. Members adhere to strict codes of conduct and organizational pride, and initiates undergo ritualistic inauguration processes and oaths of secrecy. With international connections, the mainland Chinese Triad remains a feared and secretive crime syndicate, operating branches in multiple countries. Number 5. Russian Mafia. The Russian Mafia, a notorious criminal organization with a long history dating back to the 1720s, gained notoriety during the Soviet era through its involvement in forced labor camps. Known for its violent and intimidating tactics, the Russian Mafia has infiltrated various aspects of society, including politics, business, narcotics, and the black market. Originally known as thieves in law, Vori v Zakone, members of the Russian mob are identifiable by their distinctive tattoos and brutal business practices. The Solntsevskaya Bratva, a potent and wealthy faction, has been implicated in numerous crimes, including murder and economic scandals. Number 4. Cali Cartel. The cocaine boom of the late 1970s spawned the Cali Cartel, one of the most powerful drug cartels in history. Initially, a breakaway faction of Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel, the Cali Cartel operated predominantly in Colombia, but had a significant international presence. Unlike the Medellin cartel, which was centered around a single leader, the Cali Cartel's decentralized structure allowed it to capitalize on the drug market and infiltrate various aspects of Colombian society, including politics and the military. Although dismantled in the mid-1990s with the arrest of its key figures, the Cali Cartel's multi-billion-dollar operations had a profound impact on the global drug trade. Number 3. Mexican Cartels. The Mexican cartels, known for their imposing stature and aggressive protection of their members, have gained notoriety for their violent and barbaric tactics. Despite their success in criminal operations, these cartels often engage in fierce turf wars, leading to significant casualties among both cartel members and civilians. Number 2. Yakuza. The Yakuza, one of the oldest crime syndicates, trace their roots back to the Edo period and adhere to a strict honor code. While considered outlaws by Japanese authorities, the Yakuza view themselves as a chivalrous organization above the law. Number 1. Sicilian Mafia. The Sicilian Mafia, a notorious criminal organization with a long history dating back to the 19th century, has gained infamy through its involvement in numerous criminal activities. Originating in Sicily and expanding to America and other parts of the world, the Mafia, known internally as Cosa Nostra, organized crime syndicates, from the historic Sicilian Mafia to the contemporary Mexican cartels, have shaped societies worldwide, leaving a legacy of violence, corruption, and fear. Despite ongoing efforts by law enforcement, the battle against these powerful criminal organizations remains a complex and challenging struggle. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.